What's up, everybody? My name is Aaron, and welcome to the Mad Maker Studio, and welcome back to Speed Dating for Ghosts. There is still, I feel, so much uncharted territory to explore with all these ghosts and their backstories. I did forget to go back to the graveyard to look at everyone else's. Okay, so let's look at Vera. I'm not going to read through all of these just for the sake of my own voice right now. So if you would like to pause and read each of these characters' backstories for yourself, please do. This is Vera. Andrea. Kyo. And Stephanie. All right, we are going to go back to the menu and start game. Hello again. It's nice to see you. I'll just put your name down and you can go right in. All right, we're gonna finish out the Room of Liars and then the Room of Black. This is fun. Return to the Room of Liars. Speed dating rounds have wrapped up. Some ghosts are still hanging around. Right. Kyo. So adorable. Let's go Spooky Peter and see what happens. You arrive for your date with Spooky Peter. A hall of mirrors at a roadside carnival. Clown's face, all smiles and menace, watches over the entrance.
Welcome to my home.
Inside are twisted corridors lined with mirrors. With only a slight reflection, it's especially disorienting to navigate these halls. Spooky Peter leads you to a specific mirror taller than the others. The mirror's face is concave, as if to pull in everything around it.
We are going into this mirror.
Follow him. Together you step inside the mirror.
Welcome to the mirror world. Or as it's known here.
Oh, the mirror world backward. Little row me eta. That's the mirror world spelled backwards.
Do you see the eerie green? That is what happens when an image reflects itself. It takes on an eerie green. More times the reflection is reflected, the greener it. Just like.
There's actually a science behind that. That's pretty green. Are you in the game theory community? I'm down.
Thank you. Do not be afraid. Nothing here can hurt you. Mirror world. The physical laws are upended. Am I really here? Or am I over here?
Sassy.
Or am I over here? Perhaps it is all of the above.
Spooky Peter and I feel like he and I would be like BFFs in real life.
Or even nowhere at all.
Amazing.
I thought you might be impressed. I have practiced these skills for ages. Centuries. It is not easy being green. Now come with me. The spooking hour approaches. That's 3 a.m. in case you're wondering.
By 3 a.m. or where are we going?
We are headed to a brownstone. A walk-up I know quite well. The second floor apartment. At a house going on 100 years. Student of the arts named Paul has moved in. He heard the rumors. The house is haunted, they said. He ignored them. The cost was worth the fear.
Together, you and Spooky Peter fly through the void, passing countless mirrors in reverse, each peering into a life still being lived.
Each mirror in the living world. Actually a door. Staring into one long enough in the dark. Saying a spirit's name 3 times. That's like knocking.
After a short trip through Oblivion, you arrive at a particularly decorative mirror.
Splendid haunt.
Spooky Peter leads you through the mirror glass into a long hall lined with bricks on one side. There are still boxes in the hall. The mirror you stepped through is propped up against the wall. At the far end is a massive kitchen with original marble tile that does well to hide its age.
All is sleeping. Let's get to spookin'.
Peter leads you through the closed bedroom door where a man in his 20s is sound asleep on a mattress. He's snoring loudly. Spooky Peter floats to one shadowy corner by the open window, then motions for you to do the same. Curtain flaps over Peter's shoddy visage. He stands silently, hat bending slightly forward. He's just standing there. We flicker the lights.
Patience, protege. The aim is to be a presence, not a nuisance.
Spooky Peter stands motionless for several minutes. Wait, no. 40 minutes? 40 minutes of doing nothing but standing there. Finally, he moves away from the corner.
Watch, protege, as I tighten the knot.
Spooky Peter sinks into the hardwood floor. The old wood lets out a loud creak, 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 as steady as a pulse. Paul is still snoring. Peter moves into the ceiling and starts to scratch. Scritch, scritch. Like raspy breaths. Paul is still snoring. Well, Spooky Peter, I don't think you're as spooky as you would like others to think. Peter is starting to look annoyed. Floats over to Paul and peeks in his ear.
Some sort of orange foam. It obstructs his ear canal, preventing him from hearing us. Again, I am thwarted by the progress of man.
Scratch on the wall. You scratch with one nail long and deep above Paul's head. It leaves a long vertical line in the plaster. Make an arrow pointing down, make it an arrow pointing up, make it a cross. I think Spooky Peter would like that.
Excellent work, protege. Faith haunts him, same as ghosts. Fear this will show brings me butterflies. I am proud of you, protege. Truly, you are spooky this day.
Spooky Peter leads you back into the hallway mirror. Back through this weird mirror world it is.
A fractal realm on the dull side of the train. Of the Tane. Bane? Not sure.
What he said. Eventually, you reach the mirror that leads back to where you came in.
Well, this is me. Thank you for your company.
This is fun.
I am pleased. Before we return to the physical world, I should warn you. Mine behaves differently in the mirror world. What it may have felt like hours was in fact years. A decade has passed since we began this date. I speak in jest. Ho ho ho. It's barely been the length of a talkie. The look of fear in your face. Spooky Peter spooked you good.
He tips his hat to say goodbye. More dust falls off the brim. Man, you gotta clean that up.
Guess I'll be seeing you.
Reese picks up and the rest of him blows away. Sorry about this one. What? Hello again. Nice to see you. I'll just put your name down and you can go right in. The room is now empty. What? Shoot, who was in the room of liars? Did I not mesh? Leo. Oh. Oh no. Well, I guess we're gonna go to the room of black. You return to the room of black. Speed dating rounds have wrapped up, but some ghosts are still hanging around. Well, I've already upset Hattie. I'm gonna go with Gary. I wonder if after I get out of here, if I try to go back in, is the room going to be empty? You arrive at the bus stop where Gary asked to meet. The last bus went by hours ago. Still, there are other ghosts waiting for something. One natters to herself like a squirrel. Another is on the ground, arms around his knees, rocking back and forth. Third ghost has his back turned, staring silently into the darkness. Gary. He's got a bow tie. He's wearing a bow tie.
I wore a bow tie.
You look nice.
I wish to look respectable. One must look respectable when meeting one's end, even for the second time. Also, I thought you would like it.
Love it. Oh, he's so cute now. He's just here to have a good time and also remember confront his murderer. Gary smiles briefly.
You're going to the place where I died. The office where I worked as an accountant. Under the tracks. The trains grind and the walls shake. Dead end of a crooked drive.
That's spooky.
Yes. Okay.
A dim purple light washes over Gary's face.
Dead of night bus has arrived.
This bus is not sanctioned by any city. Its driver is a wisp, a fragment of a broken spirit trained to perform repetitive tasks. You and the other ghosts get on the bus. There's no fare. You've all paid the price.
The office is just as I remember it. I sat in that corner. Accounting is not thrilling work, but it can be exceptionally busy.
Papers on Gary's old desk are carefully stacked. It seems he liked to keep things orderly. How long have you been dead?
My partner's desk. Always a mess.
Papers and rotting food cover every inch of this other desk.
Service.
Beg your pardon?
Service was my partner. Service Gelk.
Funny name.
Many people thought so. Strange I couldn't remember it until now. I worked with the man for 16 years. At first for a bank. We were miserable. So we struck out on our own.
Oh, I can see where this is going. Gary sits at Service's desk. He turns on the desk lamp to get a better look at the papers. He was a friend?
He was a thief.
Green and gold lamp collecting dust on Service's desk casts a long shadow. The shadow begins to move. It creeps along the wall until it hangs squarely over Gary.
Was telling our clients they owed money. Money they did not owe. But pocketed it for himself. Small amounts so I would not notice. But even small numbers do not add up.
Gary struggles to stand. He seems troubled by something.
When I confronted him, the fight.
Room?
Yes.
Oh my god.
I killed him.
I want Hattie.
Oh, God. I still feel the blade. The knife in my hand. I looked for gloves. Each. I found them. Each. I could not hide what I'd done. Instead, I called the police. Sitting quietly in the dark, I waited for them to arrive. When the officers knocked on the door, I was so scared. They warned me. I couldn't let go of the weapon. Frozen in place, right there in our office. Shot me where I stood. I died here, same as Service.
Oh, that took a sharp 180. At least you know.
I am haunted by an act of vengeance. But the need for it. I am sorry for bringing you here. I am sorry I am not good.
I don't like either of these answers. You're a good ghost, Gary, or don't be sorry. I don't know if you are.
All right. Sorry. Reserved for those or not. I must carry this burden. Atone for my act. I take comfort in knowing Service is out there. Somewhere. Perhaps seeking his own vengeance. I suppose right that I give it to him.
Gary is gone. The office is darker now. On the wall, you see a portrait, 2 smiling men. Service, Gary, day they opened their firm. The office begins to shake as the first train of the day rolls by overhead. The picture stays fixed to the wall. Well then. Okay, I need to check. If I try to go into this last room again, is Hattie going to be there? Hey, hi. Oh, I'm sorry. The event's all done. All the other ghosts have left. What I hear You're pretty popular. You couldn't find the one, huh? No. That's okay. There are always more ghosts. People die pretty much all the time. Did you have fun at least? I did. It was a blast. Glad to hear it. I've been having fun just observing. I set this up to help other ghosts find something. Something they might be missing. Or to learn more about themselves. In a way, we're all products of death. I like to think I'm also her student. What have you learned? How did you die? Sure, let's just get right up in there and be all personal about it. In a pretty pointless way. I was driving my hatchback and I hit a deer. Well, that explains the antlers. We both died. And now I'm here. I'm not sure where the deer ended up. Anyway, let's play trivia. I have questions prepared and everything. Well, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Welcome to Brand Scary Hard Trivia Challenge. All the questions are ghost related. And after doing Gary's voice, my throat is just wrecked. But that's okay. Don't worry if you get me wrong. I'm not testing you or anything. Question 1. Which film star is said to haunt the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel in Los Angeles, California? Marilyn Monroe? And the answer is Marilyn Monroe. You got it. Marilyn actually lived in the hotel for about 2 years. Now she haunts it. Pretty cool, huh? Question 2. Which Shakespearean king appears as a ghost in a play that shares his name? I want to say Hamlet, but I don't know. Not Richard III, I don't think. King Lear? I don't know. I don't remember when we talked about this in my senior year of high school. I don't remember that language arts class. I don't know what I clicked. Oh, it was Hamlet. This was a tricky one. Hamlet's father appears as a ghost. See, that's where I got confused. His name was technically also Hamlet. King Hamlet. They're the ghosts of kings in Richard III, but not Richard III himself. Question 3. A red blood cell that has lost its hemoglobin is known as what? Oh, dude, I don't know. It's actually ghost. The simplest answer is usually right. That's my motto. Occam's razor. Ghost red blood cells are empty shells. They show up on microscopes. They're pretty much see-through. Just like us. Question 4. During her seances, what did medium Helen Duncan famously regurgitate and call ectoplasm? I don't know. Who's Helen Duncan? Say lard. I get why you'd pick a goop, but the answer's actually cheesecloth. Duncan was a medium in the early 1900s. He was said to fake ectoplasm by pulling gross cheesecloth. Duncan was also the last person in prison for witchcraft in the UK. Go figure. And question 5. This is scary hard trivia. This is The last one. That means it's also the hardest. I've already failed the test. Which of these authors did not have a story in the first volume of the Fontana Book of the Great Ghost Stories? I don't know. I'm gonna say Algernon Blackwood because that sounds like a dope name. Correct answer is Poe. But everybody knows Edgar Allan Poe. It seems like he'd be in there. Poe was in the second volume. Oh, you tricky, tricky lady. Blackwood and Lawrence both have stories in the first. Blackwood was a prolific ghost story writer, while Lawrence, best known for not ghost stories, and a great one called Rocking Horse Winter. I feel like that's a story I read also in my senior year of high school. But I don't remember anything except it was a little boy who liked to ride the rocking horse and pretend he was in the races. Is that a ghost story? Oh my gosh. You got one question right. You're number one. Just kidding. That's pretty bad. Just kidding. You probably did your best. I had fun. And I'm glad to hear it. Oh, look at the time. I need to finish closing up. If you're looking for something to do, you can always visit the graveyard. Relive some of your past days there, or select erase date data to start over. The options menu. What else? You could always go to hell. Excuse me? I meant that literally, of course. I hear it's gorgeous this time of year. If you combine travel and accommodations, you can get a pretty good deal. My friend Gail is a travel agent. She could find you a great river cruise package. Sure, I'd like that. Here's Gail's card. If you end up going, be sure to send me a hologram. All right, time to go. I'll ring the bell to make it official. Bell rings. Thanks for playing. Wow. Oh, we can go to hell. Well, let's visit the graveyard real quick and check out who we did get. Spooky Peter. And Gary. Okay, well, I'm definitely going to be playing this off screen unless this just has a resurgence, and I have at least one commenter being like, you should erase data and play other ghosts, because I feel really bad for turning in Leo or Leon and being mean to Hattie. I think we could have had great dates. But I think to close this episode out, we gotta go to hell. Maybe. Let's see what that does. Hi, Gail. Oh, hey there, stranger. You look like you could use some R&R. Romance and retribution. My name's Gail. I'm a travel agent for the dead. I've got all the best deals. Singles cruises on the river Styx. Cookouts on the shores of hell itself. All inclusives at Daytona Beach. You may be dead. That doesn't mean you can't still have fun. Fran told me about you. Fran? Who's Fran? JK, baby doll. Francine and I go way back. What, did she hit a deer and you hit a goat? Or a ram? You actually look a lot like Fran. How do you know her? Look alike. You're right. I do look a lot like Fran. So much it's almost suspicious. Anywho, is this your side gig? I'm organizing a singles event. It's on Mortal Beach. Mortal Beach, Myrtle Beach. I see what you did there. Overlooking balmy Brimstone Bay. There's a great view of 2 whole circles. 3 when the weather cooperates. It's going to be a party for sure. That's great. You'll love what I cooked up. There are some real party animals here. Just wait till you meet Dave. But hey, you didn't pick up my brochure just to hear me blab on. Unless you did. Because then, I totally have a timeshare to sell you. Let's get you to the beach. We'll start things off with an icebreaker. Something familiar. Some speed dates. Wait, what is this? Oh, the second menu graveyard. It was the graveyard, and then there were 4 characters for the beach. Oh, I didn't realize this was gonna go on more. Where the living the shores of hell might seem like a strange place to take a vacation. It's no Maui or Cancun or Bali, but hell has its charms. Sand on Mortal Beach, like the water in the bay is piping hot year-round. The air is sweltering, heavy, like a good sauna or an oven. In hell, there is no night or day. The crimson light of eternal flames casts a pleasant flickering glow on everything at a comfortable distance. In a way, it's kind of romantic. Bell rings. Okay, well, before I click next, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode of Speed Dating for Ghosts here. I 100% did not expect to dive into another speed dating round, but we're going to do that next time. Thank you so much for joining me on this very special episode of Date Night, I guess. This is still part of the Date Night series. But please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I hope to see you next time. Bye!